So the first Retzuos, which you see probably is the most common, is the it's black from the top side and it's white on the bottom. Okay. Then you have the black from the top, it's painted and it's dyed through and through, so it's black through and through. And then you have this one over here, which is black on the top, white from the bottom, and then the sides, right here along the sides, you can see it's actually painted black. Okay, so the black on the white or the tan Retzuos, that's probably the Retzuos that you're most familiar with. That's what, if you look at your father and your grandfather's tefillin, that's what they have on their tefillin. However, today you'll see more, we're seeing more and more people taking the black on the black Retzuos. So you see the black, the top and the bottom is dyed. That's what people are doing a lot today. And a lot of times people ask me, they say, what's this black on black Retzuos? I mean, like, is it a new thing? Like, I never really saw it 20, 30 years ago. It wasn't like, what's this all about? And the truth is that while the black on black Retzuos does have a mucker, I mean, the Arizal writes that the Retzuos should be dyed from the inside and the outside. It should be black through and through. It's also brought down in the Rambam that it's nice for the tefillin, for the Retzuos to be dyed through and through. But it's not something that really people accepted and took upon themselves to actually do. And why, I don't know. But the fact is that, you know, for generations, most people just wore the black on white. And the truth is, for that reason, many Gdolim and Poskim will tell you dafka not to use the black on black just because you're being mighty lazal or shedim, which means you're saying that perhaps something that our father and our grandfathers did wasn't good enough or wasn't right, and, you know, you shouldn't act to try to be better than them. So that's, you know, a lot of reasons why people reject the, if anybody rejects the black on black, that's typically the reason why. However, we're seeing today, you know, and I'm going to explain to you the advantage of the black on black. And that will also, I think, explain why today we're doing much more black on black versus generations back they didn't necessarily maybe feel the need for it. I get Retzuos for checking all the time, and often people go too long without checking the tefillin. And what I end up finding when people come to give the tefillin to check is Retzuos that look just like this. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. Okay, so here you can see a sample of Retzuos that the back side is tan, and the front side, I mean, here you can't even tell the difference between the back and the front. But why? Because the paint got all rubbed off. Okay, so I mean, it's a skin, and it's painted black, and that's the halacha that the Retzuos have to be black. It's not written anywhere in the Torah. It's what's called Moshe Messinai, that the Retzuos have to be black. The Eli Rabba writes that he says that the black is a very unique color. Black is a color which shows on Achdus Hashem, because of black is a color which absorbs any other color. If you take something black and you put yellow, red, green, whatever color you put on top of it will be absorbed into the black, and that shows on the oneness and of Hashem that everything could be absorbed into Hashem. So that's just something I thought interesting that I wanted to share with you. But the halacha is that the Retzuos have to be black. So if you have the Retzuos painted black, and with you know, usage and with time, the top layer of the Retzuos, the paint cracks off and fades away. You no longer are wearing black Retzuos, black tefillin straps, and the tefillin are now no longer considered kosher. Okay, so you have a problem. This problem, you'll never have this problem with the Retzuos which are dyed through and through, because even if the outer layer, the top surface layer, which is painted black, does crack or does get faded, you know, rubbed off, because the Retzuos is dyed through and through, it still remains black. So that would be a major advantage to having the black on black Retzuos over the black on white Retzuos. Now, you could tell me that generations back, or even big tzaddikim who had the black and white Retzuos, you know, they were able to monitor their Retzuos, so to speak, and carefully make sure that the top remains black. And if it missing a piece of paint, a spot of paint, they'll touch it up. But I find that today, in the fast-paced world that we live in, people are constantly going, constantly moving, and they're putting on the tefillin and davening, and they're going further. They're not looking at the Retzuos, they're not watching the tefillin, and for that reason alone, I believe, and I'm not alone, I've actually spoke to many Rabbanim on this, there is an advantage to the black on black in the sense that whatever come the scenario, the Retzuos will remain kosher significantly longer than traditional black and white Retzuos, because of that fact alone, that, you know, it doesn't get puzzled as soon as it starts to crack. Now, just like the black and white Retzuos, eventually they will stretch and they will narrow, and they will become less than the shear, or they could start to develop cracks Let me show you an example of that. Okay, this came in yesterday for checking. Somebody's Retzuos looked like this. Okay, so they'll eventually all do this, black on black, black on white. They'll start to crack, and when they do, that will affect the kashrus of the tefillin, because there's a certain shear width that the Tefillin Retzuos has to have. And there's another video where I talk more about that, and I'll put a link for that in the description of this video. But that we'll talk also drop when we talk about the widths of the Retzuos. So that's the black on black versus the black on white. One other thing I will tell you about the black on black and the black on white is, you know, a lot of people think that if the Retzuos are dyed through and through black on black, then it doesn't make a difference if the tefillin, which is on your head or by the arm, if it flips over, because we know that the tefillin are not allowed, the Retzuos are not allowed to be upside down. I've heard from many people, and I think it's a common misconception, well, if I get the black on black, then it doesn't really matter if the Retzuo flips over, right? Because it's still black underneath. And no, that couldn't be further from the truth. The part that goes around the head and the arm must remain right side up. Okay, so the top side has to be face up, regardless of which, you know, if the bottom is painted black through and through. And some might argue to say that in a way there's an advantage to black on white then, because if it is on the head, if it's turned upside down, or on the arm, then somebody in shul could say, hey, your tefillin, you know, the Retzuo is flipped, fix it. Versus if it's black on black, maybe nobody would ever notice. So, you know, these are just some of the things you have to take into consideration when you're considering black on black versus black on white. Now the third Retzuo, which I showed you, which is black from one side, white from the other side, and black side, the sides painted black as well, that's from the Kesses HaSofer, and he writes that because, technically speaking, when it's on your arm, you can still see that portion of the Retzuo. He holds that it's important after the Retzuo is cut to paint the sides as well, and that's the way he paskins. And those who want to take on that, you know, that shitta, will make sure to get the Retzuos, which are painted on the side black as well. I will tell you that it does. These Retzuos typically are not as comfortable because the dye makes it a little bit stiffer on the side, and it tends to have a little bit of a sharp edge over here. So when we talk about the different Retzuos, you know, there's, like I tell people, what's more important to you, you know, quality, durability, or comfort, because some Retzuos are very comfortable, but they're not known for their durability. They won't last very long. Some are durable, but not so comfortable. That would be this option here, because of the, you know, sharp edge. You know, I mean, every Retzuo, when you first buy it, it's stiff for a couple of weeks, but this Retzuo, a good 2-3 months it takes to break it in. And then I have some Retzuos which are comfortable and, you know, and durable. So it really depends on how much you want to spend and what you want to get in a Retzuo. So that's, you know, when I sell Retzuos on the website, I have a very clear item description for each quality. What is it? You know, is it comfortable, durable? What the hechsher is, because the hechsherim also, they vary per Retzuo. So that's the story with the black on white, the black on black, and the black from the sides. So again, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe. If you like this video, give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you on my next video. Another video coming out real soon, and stay tuned.